The article discusses India's historical approach to the Israel-Gaza conflict, highlighting its evolution from non-alignment to strengthening ties with Israel due to shared security concerns. While India initially expressed solidarity with Israel after recent attacks, it later called for the resumption of direct negotiations for a sovereign Palestinian state. The piece notes a shift in India's foreign policy under Prime Minister Modi, with increased collaboration with Israel and a changing stance on global issues. The article emphasizes India's changing dynamics, aligning with the US and participating in initiatives like the I-2U2 Quadrilateral Dialogue.
The Supreme Court of India unanimously upheld the government's actions in abrogating Article 370, which granted special status to Jammu and Kashmir. The court's monist interpretation of the constitution, emphasizing the union's sole sovereignty, is seen as setting a dangerous precedent for federalism. The judgment disregards the shared sovereignty model of Article 370 and interprets presidential powers without considering the contingency on the Constituent Assembly's recommendation. The court's view on popular sovereignty implies the subordination of a state's views to national sovereignty, raising concerns about silencing the voice of Jammu and Kashmir's people and impacting federalism and constitutional democracy.
The BJP has implemented a generational shift in the leadership of 3 states it recently won in assembly elections. In Chhattisgarh, Vishnu Deo Sai became chief minister, leveraging his experience, tribal background, and trust from Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Shah. The appointments aim at balancing caste and regional representation. With 10 ministerial slots to fill, the BJP will prioritize caste and gender balancing. The new government faces immediate challenges, including fulfilling economic promises, resolving reservation bills, addressing corruption allegations, and deciding on education policies. The move is strategic for the upcoming Lok Sabha election, aiming to strengthen the BJP's regional standing.
The Madras High Court, in the case of T. Ganesan versus the Government of India others, directed authorities to treat a 69-year-old petitioner and his family as Indian citizens after waiting for 40 years. The petitioner, residing in a refugee camp, arrived in India in 1990 with an Indian passport issued in 1982. Despite doubts about his identity, the court rejected the authorities' position, benefiting around 5,130 applicants in a similar category seeking citizenship. The judge, Justice G.R. Swaminathan, previously established the citizenship of refugees in camps, challenging the general legal position, and urged proactive measures to ensure a dignified life for refugees.
Discussions around operationalizing the India opposition front for the upcoming general elections revolve around seat sharing, a major challenge for the alliance. The alliance's primary goal is to field a single opposition candidate against the BJP, emphasizing the need for strategic negotiations. While regional parties are seen as better equipped to challenge the BJP, the article notes mixed performance and emphasizes the Congress's indispensability for a national counterpoint. It highlights the importance of a coherent framework and programmatic agenda, suggesting that the lack of a national counterpoint weakens the Congress and the India alliance, impacting India's political landscape.
Fiscal federalism tensions have escalated between the BJP-led union government and the left-ruled Kerala government. The CPI-M-led Left Democratic Front, LDF, blames the Modi government for Kerala's financial troubles, citing unfair cuts in central transfers, GST compensation, and loan approvals. Kerala Finance Minister K. N. Balgopal claims a financial crunch due to withheld funds. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman denies negligence, urging the state to move the court if needed. Kerala contends it's been deprived of 57,400 crore rupees in central transfers. The fiscal challenges require effective management and a persuasive case before the 16th Finance Commission.
More than half of India's population, residing in 344 districts, faces high or very high health vulnerability due to climate change. Prolonged summers, unpredictable rains, floods, and other climate impacts contribute to increased illnesses, loss of livelihoods, and poverty. vulnerability depends on factors like exposure, sensitivity, and adaptive capacities. The study, analyzing 640 districts, found 298 with high exposure, 184 with high sensitivity, and 153 with low adaptive capacities. Addressing inequalities, improving healthcare, and creating sustainable livelihoods are crucial for reducing vulnerability. The study emphasizes the need for robust, dynamic data systems and local engagement in climate and health agendas.
University of Pennsylvania President Liz Magill resigned amid criticism for her testimony at a U.S. House of Representatives Committee on Education hearing about hate speech on campuses. Magill, along with Harvard and MIT presidents, faced scrutiny for not banning calls for violence against Jewish people. The hearing highlighted an uptick in anti-Semitic and Islamophobic incidents after the Hamas attack on Israel. While some universities are taking measures, concerns linger over the attention given to Islamophobia. The Department of Education is investigating 6 universities for rising hate incidents, part of a nationwide concern over discrimination.
The Bangladesh Nationalist Party, BNP, is boycotting 7th January election, alleging it won't be free and fair under the Awami League government. BNP, out of power since 2009, aims to delegitimize the election, demanding polls under a caretaker government. The Sheikh Hasina government insists on international observers and promises a fair election, welcoming diplomats to witness it. BNP's absence could impact the political landscape, potentially empowering Islamist groups. While violence is uncertain, concerns linger about the election's legitimacy without the major opposition. The US and EU have pressured Bangladesh for a transparent election, opposed by Russia and China.
The post-1979 Iranian Revolution, sparked by religious fervor, reshaped the Muslim world. The revolution's impact reached Saudi Arabia and the US, altering the region's politics. Ayatollah Khomeini's role, coupled with Shiite clergy networks, triggered Islamic movements globally. Saudi Arabia's reaffirmation of Wahhabi ideology and US abandonment of Afghanistan after the Soviet retreat led to unintended consequences, fostering radicalism. This resulted in events like 9/11, US invasions, ISIS, and Afghanistan's current state under the Taliban. Saudi's promotion of Wahhabism globally narrowed Islamic interpretations, hindering dialogue. Understanding nuances within Islam is crucial, yet the West often fails in discernment. The West's interest in melding political Islam with democracy remains significant in the Muslim world.
At COP28, discussions on carbon capture and storage, CCS, and carbon dioxide removal, CDR, technologies raise questions about the scale and efficacy of these approaches. The IPCC's 6th assessment report relies on CDR for achieving the 1.5 degrees Celsius target. However, experts emphasize the challenges of scaling up CCS and CDR, and there are concerns about the potential misuse, equity issues, and competition for land resources associated with these methods. The feasibility, cost, and effectiveness of CCS are still under development, and CDR methods, including afforestation and direct air capture, face challenges related to land use and equitable implementation.